In last week's video, we started making over this laundry room for the second time. The first thing that I needed to do was clean out everything out so I could start with a blank space, and then I started demoing everything that I had done previously, like the bench and on the cabinets and also the wall paneling. And then I went in with all new shiplap paneling on all the walls, but there's still tons left to do in this space. Okay, we're back working in the laundry room and I am ready to start adding the cabinets into this space. These big ones behind me, I have 4 of those that need to go in. But before I can start attaching those together and then screwing them into the wall, I need to do something to the floors to prepare them for the cabinets. So this is a laminate floor and it's floating. So it's not supposed to have stuff on top of it. It could cause it to buckle. So what I'm gonna do is take my skill saw here and I've marked where the cabinets are gonna go. And I'm just gonna cut out, instead of redoing all of the flooring, I'm just gonna cut out where the cabinets go. That way down the road, if I change my mind about floorings and wanna switch it out, it won't be as big of a deal because it doesn't go under the cabinets where I have to remove all of them. So it's just a little bit annoying to have to take this step, but I definitely think it's necessary. I took some measurements of the cabinets and marked on the floor where I needed to cut. I'm just using my skill saw here because this doesn't have to be perfect just in general where the cabinets are going to go, because it's going to have trim around it too. But I set the depth of my skill saw to the depth of the floorings to make sure that I wasn't cutting down into the concrete underneath. And because my skill saw didn't go all the way to the wall, to finish off the last little part, I'm just using my oscillating tool here with the blade on it that's just gonna cut through the flooring. And then I was able to just take the flooring out piece by piece in just the section where the cabinets are going to go. Then it was time to start setting the cabinets in place, and I'll make sure that they're plumb and square later. Right now I just want to get them in place, but won't lie, this was quite the job. I was by myself and having to stand these cabinets up after I brought them in from the garage, cut all the cardboard off of them, haul the cardboard out, put the cabinets in place. Setting all 4 of these cabinets in place kind of wore me out that day. It was pretty exhausting, but once I got all of those in, it made me so excited because I could really start seeing exactly how much storage I was going to pack into this small space. So if you know me in real life, you know that one of my favorite things to do is to take a bath, especially after a long day of DIY. But my baths just got even better thanks to today's sponsor, VVPROUS, and their towel warmer. So the towel warmer uses 360 degree surround heating tech to keep every inch of the towel toasty warm, and it doesn't have any cold spots or uneven heat. The towel warmer is super easy to set up. You just plug it in. It comes with a built-in timer, and also it has 3 heat settings: low, medium, and high. So you just drop your towel in and close the lid, and that's it. Another cool feature that the towel warmer has is the aromatherapy feature. It comes with a little fragrance disc, so you can take the lid off and put some kind of fragrance in there, and it's gonna make your towel smell so good and makes the whole bath shower experience even better. The towel warmer is also not just for towels. You can put a robe in there or a smaller blanket, something that you want to warm up for a few minutes, it's perfect for that. You know that feeling when you pull towels out of the dryer and they're super warm? That's what it's like pulling the towel out of the towel warmer every time you get out of the bath. So if you guys want to try the VVPROUS towel warmer, I will leave the link down in the description. I do have a coupon code for 5% off, so make sure you guys use that at checkout. Okay, it is a couple of days later. I had to take a little break from the project because I needed to brainstorm an issue. So when you're doing a big project like this, you plan and you plan and you measure and you plan, but something is always going to come up that you'll have to pivot slightly. And so let me show you what I'm talking about. It's so hard to film in here because it's kind of a tight space, but I got all of the cabinets in. And then when I went to go put the dryer back here, it fit, but it was super tight right here. And I need a little bit more space for something else I'm gonna do down the line too. So I need these cabinets to be a little bit more narrow, just like an inch, inch and a half. And this is where I can get that space. In between each of the cabinets is dead space that's not being used for anything. And this is why each of the cabinets comes with a little lip on the side here, and that's how you attach them to the other cabinets through here. I'm gonna try to cut off a tiny bit of this lip here on the cabinets. Not all of them, because I'm still gonna leave it here and I'm still gonna leave it on that end so we can have some space from the wall. But if I cut it off here, it'll just be a little bit tighter there, a little bit tighter there, a little bit tighter at this one, and our cabinets will still function fine. They'll just be a little bit closer. I won't lie, I am a bit nervous about this. I thought about it for a couple days trying to figure out other ways to do this because I don't want to cut into brand new cabinets in case I mess them up. But I went and got a new blade for my saw, just trying to do everything that's gonna get the best result, and I'm gonna use a guide, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it goes well and we can get that space that we need for the washer and the dryer. To trim the side pieces of these cabinets, first I needed to remove all of the cabinet doors so I would have full access to the face frames, and then I laid the cabinets down on their backs. Now I have two side by side here. I'm only cutting one at a time, but I wanted to use the other cabinet to brace my skill saw so it would stay level. So I'm using a piece of wood as a guide, and it has clamps on each end so it stays in place, and then the cabinet on the other side is bracing the saw so it doesn't wobble back and forth sideways, so I get a completely straight cut that's at 90 degrees. And because I'm using a blade specifically for fine cuts, it was actually a really smooth cut. I was so pleasantly surprised. So I put all of those back in place, and I was really happy with how those turned out. I'm attaching the face frames to each other, and I want them to be completely flush. So I'm using this little jig here, I got this off of Amazon. And so you're just gonna clamp it onto the face frame, and then this side piece will tighten the pieces and pull them together. And then this front piece will make them completely flush with each other. So once you get that where you want it, it'll hold it in place. You can see the difference, how much better that looks here. So then it has a little thing on the side where you can drill through. So we're gonna use a drill bit to drill a pilot hole, and then we'll go in with a screw to hold that in place. I used that jig to attach all of my face frames together to make sure everything was flush. It's not absolutely perfect. I want to sand it a tiny bit, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's not attached to the wall yet because it's easier to do this before you attach it to the wall. So it'll just go up as like kind of one big unit. So after it was all done, I screwed through the top of the cabinet where you couldn't see into the studs up there, so it would be hidden but also completely secure to the wall. To finish off the side of this big cabinet here, I used some leftover shiplap paneling that I had and just shot that in with my nail gun, and it's going to kind of blend in with the walls because you are going to see some of this. I am getting ready to add some cabinets above the washer and dryer, but before I did that, I wanted to use a board that would help me hold the cabinets in place. So I'm just screwing in this scrap board that I had into the studs to make sure that it's nice and sturdy and level. That's really important whenever you're hanging cabinets, and that's going to allow me to put the cabinet boxes up by myself and basically brace them, hold them in place while I screw them into studs. So I'm putting up 2 cabinets here. There's one on the left, and then I went in with the one on the right, and there is going to be a little gap in between the one on the right and the big tall cabinets, but we will address that later. I'll probably just use a filler piece, but I used that same jig from Amazon to pull these cabinets together. The one on the right I had not screwed into studs yet. I just kind of set it on that board, and then this little jig held it in place while I screwed the cabinets together, and then I went in and screwed the cabinet on the right into the studs so they could be perfectly flush together before I screwed them in. And then I just removed that ledger board and the cabinets were good to go. The last thing that I did was add all of the cabinet doors back to these cabinets, and this got me so excited for all of the storage that's going to be in this room. As a reminder, this is our mood board. We still have a lot left to do in this space, but I'm really excited about how it's looking so far. We got all the cabinets in, we got the shiplap in, still have to add that filler piece. I am going to be replacing the washer and dryer for front loaders, so I want to do some kind of countertop on top of those. I also want to figure out some way to cover up all of this stuff behind the washer and dryer, maybe some kind of faux wall. Another thing that I want to do is close up this space in between the cabinets and the ceiling. It's only about 6 inches, so I've been kind of brainstorming a few different ways to do that. There's so many different options. We still need baseboards to cover up the gap in between the flooring and the shiplap, but overall this laundry room is really coming along, so make sure that you're subscribed and I will be back soon with another video. Bye!